Oftentimes, the legislature does not realize the impact of their laws, or they pass laws because of the fact that they've of term limits. They want to show they're tough on crime. But when you pass a law like purchase of marijuana being a felony, or if you have drugs, you lose your driver's license for 2 years, they don't realize the actual impact on the number of people arrested, what happens with the courts, how it clogs it up. So for the more serious cases, sometimes you get bogged down with the minutia of cases that probably shouldn't find their way to our system. Well, unfortunately, the solution is in Miami-Dade, when you get so crowded, is that those cases are given short shrift and credit time served and things of that nature. The solution is if you have people with drug problems, we have a drug court. That is a wonderful court that has saved thousands of lives in the 20 years we've been together. I would like to see as a solution that the legislature be more proactive with those of us who sit in that division. Have their aides say, we're considering passing this law. What do you think about that? At times that has happened, and it has had an effect on how a law was passed or the wording of the law. Other times it's just done for whatever reasons they deem appropriate. It's kind of lunacy just keep on building jails to incarcerate people, because we've seen programs like drug court or mental health court or diversionary programs work. Those aren't popular. That doesn't get you reelected in Tallahassee. It's much more popular to say, I sponsor the bill that calls for a minimum mandatory because of X, Y, or Z. Well, I just know how much we spend on keeping people in jail. It doesn't work. I mean, in some regards, the fact that we have an 85%, where you serve 85%, is good. I mean, if there's someone who's in front of me who is, I think, a danger to society and they're going to hurt people again, and I give them 30 years, they're going to do 85% of that sentence, so they may be an older person when they get out and hopefully won't hurt someone. For the most part, people don't get it. People are afraid of crime, and it's all put under a large umbrella. And maybe, as we talk today with journalists, maybe they can start investigating more the differences, start in the state capitol and see which laws are being proposed. If they seem ludicrous, or they speak to a judge who will give his or her opinion on them, then they should go to the person sponsoring the bill and say, why is this law needed? What is the problem that this law is going to start or help or whatever? I mean, when they passed it as a felony to buy any amount of marijuana, did they really think that people were no longer going to use marijuana? When they make it a 2-year suspension of your driver's license in the state of Florida if you're convicted of drugs, do they think that's going to help the person who now may lose their employment, or in case they're going to drug treatment, that now they can't go except by public transportation, which we know how bad that is? What is the purpose behind those laws? What was the thought process, other than saying, I'm tough on crime and I'm making it a felony if you buy marijuana, like that's really going to stop the drug issue? The way that can be helped is for us to start looking at a different way of doing it. You know, the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result. If just locking people up is going to help our society, it doesn't. Locking bad people up helps our society. Locking violent people up helps our society. And if I can sentence someone who hurts people to a long time, that's different. To sentence someone to state prison because this is the 7th time they possess cocaine and now they're taking them up a bed where there could be a person who was a rapist or a robber, that's crazy. For us to think that because they spend 3, 4, 5, whatever amount of time in prison, that now they're going to come out and they're going to be a productive member of society is foolish.